Absolutely, and rightfully so, because when people that have played him, he is a beast on the boards, and he changes the complexion of the game at a given moment.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I got heated up by all 12 of the guys on the team. All right, and there's what, 11 on the squad,
Yeah.
12 on the squad, whatever it is. I got heated up by all 11 of them. The only person that left me out was the bus boy. And I tell you, Carlos Arroyo, that point guard position that you guys have,
we're rich,
very rich. Jameer Nelson,
yes.
Keon Dooling,
yes.
Any one of those guys can feed the rock and have the ability to score on some level, and it makes it hard for you to be dealt with.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got to respect JJ Redick.
Yes.
Because he'll hit the three on you.
Absolutely.
All right? And so now you have some new additions, which, again, we'll get into a little bit later. Hang on with us, folks. We're moving that way in Ray Allen.
Yes. Yes,
via Los Angeles, via Boston.
Yes.
Okay? Ray has made his way across the country and back.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And now Lamar Odom.
Yes. Yes.
Truly a deadly combination. Yep. I mean, I don't know exactly what Chris was thinking about. Real comp, that is. I don't know what he was thinking about, but he has made the greater, even greatest. Okay? Grammatically incorrect.
Yes.
But yet comparatively perfect.
Yeah.
He's made the greater, the greatest.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's on his head.
Yeah.
When you're holding up the TBS trophy and the $25 gift certificate,
Yeah.
Chris is going to have to think about that.
Yeah.
Real comp.
Yeah.
And it's going to all go back to LA.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame. But for me.
Yeah.
But for you, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm going to also ran in this league.
Yeah.
I don't have a prayer.
Yeah.
I don't have a prayer. I will beat Nate, though. What you got, Chill?
We got one more.
Well, I'm gonna let you do. Sure. I'm gonna let you do number one.
Number one, we got my man Wax, the New York Knicks. I mean, you look at what's going on in the media with the Knicks, you would think, how is this guy able to compete with these cats? But I tell you what, I mean, Wax is doing some things with these guys. He's making them believers in New York once again.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I got to stop you and point. This is the biggest stat. This is the biggest stat that jumped out. And I want everyone that's listening to this podcast right now, everyone that's got Chill Use Corner on right now, open up, click on the stats button or the scores button, get to the stats page on your 2K site.
Okay.
On your 2K site.
Okay.
And look at this man's scoring balance.
That is amazing. I mean,
scoring balance.
That is absolutely amazing in looking at it.
You've got Eddie Curry, 17 a game. Jamal Crawford, 14 a game. Stephon Marbury. Boy, I'm having a tough time today.
It's all right.
Stephon Marbury, 14 a game. Zach Randolph, who by the way is on the block right now for whatever reason.
Yeah.
13 or 14 a game.
Yeah.
The Q from Chicago.
Yeah.
Q Richardson. 12 a game.
Yeah.
Little Nate Robinson, 11 a game. And I mean, even throughout his roster.
And if you look even a little bit further, you look at his 3-point shooting. I mean, Stephon Marbury, 7 of 15, 46%. I mean, Q Richardson, 62% from the behind the arc.
Wax knows what he's doing.
He's making it hot right now. I mean, the question is how long can this team sustain it without having an actual superstar?
Well, this is the thing. I've played Wax.
Yes.
I've played this team.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I've played you.
Yes.
Hands down, I think that you are going to just ass whip. I think you are going to ass whip.
That's not the material we need up for the Knicks now.
Listen, I can speak my mind. It's your show, but yet we are in the United States of America. Freedom of speech. I think you're going to ass whip the Knicks.
Well,
and it will simply be because Wax doesn't have enough talent on the team. He just doesn't. He's got enough talent to house the lowly Celtics, with Kevin Garnett on the bench. But he's not going to be able to handle the fact that you've played over 380 games. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time, people.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of time. You know, and we could go on and on and on about the number one team stats, but the bottom line is they're in the number one spot.
Yeah.
They're in a spot for a reason.
Yeah.
All props due to Mr. Wax and the time that he spent in the lobbies, playing the chumps, and in the game, in different leagues. It's all about the amount of time that you put into the game. Everybody knows that.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so here we go.
Here we go.
All right, so on to the next section.
Yeah.
All right, I know that was an elongated section. This one won't be as long, but we got to talk about the hot stove items that are out there, how that rumor mill is just churning and churning and churning. And believe it or not, this was all precipitated by one trade made to you from the Pistons. This never starts if Nate doesn't send you a proposal.
True.
What was that proposal?
That proposal was Antonio McDyess and Chauncey Billups for Dwight Howard and Trevor Ariza. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
I mean, hang on. Give me a second to think about that. Yeah, no, not gonna work.
No, wasn't gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Wasn't gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
No.
Okay, well, you know what? I tell you what. Why don't we, if you could hold down some airtime here for me real quick.
Absolutely.
Why don't we look at some of the trades that have been out there?
Sure.
Over the last, what has it been? 4 or 5 days.
Absolutely. It's been hot. It's been hot.
Obviously, you gave us yours, the trade that you started with.
Yeah.
I believe the next trade that was up, if I'm not mistaken, was what? The Kobe Bryant. Was Kobe Bryant the next guy that started to get thrown around out there?
Well, yeah, I think Kobe was getting thrown around. However, you know, I think the jump off came when Chris initially was with the Magic and the Celtics talking, and then with the Celtics and the Lakers starting talking. And when the proposal came by way of Chris that could not be refused, I mean, from there, it just snowballed from there. And then it was just trades were coming about. But then, you know, you got to talk about Nate and the trades that he attempted to make. I mean, they were really comical. I mean, they really were when you look at what he was trying to propose. I mean, as if guys were really going to give up Rasheed Wallace for Kevin Garnett straight up.
Well, Nate and I had an opportunity to talk about that. We can't talk about things that happen behind closed doors. You know, money is exchanged and promises are made. We're not going to get into all that. But I will tell you, after Nate's trade, that's what got this started. And that's what had you on the phone talking to me and me talking to you about potentially moving Dwight Howard into Boston.
Yeah.
Well, I soon found that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was offered Trevor Ariza.
Yes.
And
Rashard Lewis for Paul Pierce. And Rondo. Yeah, exactly, for Rondo. And so, you know, those things started happening. But then, more importantly, when people knew that the Magic and Celtics were talking, then Real Comp stepped in and made an offer that GM Landry could not refuse. I mean, my man came with Radmanovich, Derek Fisher, and Chris Mims, all to get Ray Allen, Kendrick Perkins, and Greg Pruitt. I mean, and you want to talk about a steal? It was an absolute steal. I think you'll find that those players that Landry has picked up are going to be huge for him.
I think it's being made too big a deal of. I think that, you know, Chris Mims was in Los Angeles and obviously wasn't happy there.
Yeah.
He likes the Boston women.
Yeah.
He likes the Boston ale.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Okay?
Yes.
And he's just more comfortable in our system. And so is Mr. Radmanovich.
Okay.
Didn't really like Coach Real Comp, told me.
Okay.
I don't mind sharing that.
All right.
I can share those types of things now. And, you know, really, the key figure in all this was
Ray Ray.
No.
Ray Ray?
No. Ray Ray was simply a means to an end. The key was me not having any point guard play.
True.
I had no point guard play. So what I did was, the strategy was, let's put it out there that we need something that we don't really need.
Yeah.
And let's try to get something that we really do need.
Okay.
And that is a point guard.
Point guard. And
now I know there has been talk about the fact that Derek Fisher wasn't originally in the deal.
Yes.
Now-
yes. There was some speculation that there was some funny business.
And that's
going on
true. Derek Fisher was not originally in the deal, but then Derek Fisher was put in the deal by Mr. Real Comp to seal the deal.
Okay. All right.
So just so that everybody's clear on the fact that I didn't just try to get over on him.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Just as long as we're good there.
All right. I understand. Well, subsequently after that trade, Chris melted down, and as a result, was pretty much shopping around the entire league trying to get rid of players so he could get a big man. Because in his words, quote unquote, he got had. He got had. Those were his exact words. He got had, and so as a result, he wanted to go out and basically rebuild the LA Lakers, which is in essence what he did, with the exception of Kobe. And now that everything that's going on. Now that we hear Kobe's on the block, and the Knicks and the Lakers are in talks right now to try to get Kobe to come to New York. I mean, that could be huge. It could be huge for Wax, and I just don't know what to say about Chris.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers are in a state of flux. I do think that the most recent trade that sent Rashard Lewis and
Hedo Turkoglu to the Lakers is going to benefit Chris. Yeah, I believe so. I believe it will.
It will benefit Chris, but ultimately, if you're able to shoot with Ray, the way that I know that you can,
yeah,
it's over. It's over. It is officially over, and I don't know what else to say.
Well, what we were trying to do for Chris. Chris.
No, I gotta cut you off. What ended up happening, regardless of what your intent was, Chillu, and I realize this is your show. I understand it's your show, and I'm gonna be respectful because I don't want to get thrown out of here. But what ended up happening, regardless of your intention, is that you got the better end of that deal.
I mean, I would agree to that. I mean, whenever you're making a deal, you would like to know that you're getting the better end of the deal. It's just happened in this case. I mean, the fact that Ray Allen started becoming a journeyman. He didn't do anything in Boston. He went to LA. Chris felt like he couldn't produce with them. I just felt like I had to take him off of his hands because I wanted, back in the day, I've had some history with Ray Allen, and I know what Ray can do when Ray is focused. And so I wanted him to come to Orlando. And at the same time, I was able to get Lamar Odom to come and completely fill out my roster that we built around Dwight.
Okay, well, check it out. This is the deal. There's all kinds of stuff that's going on. We could talk about Chris and his trades with the Lakers and his attempts to try to bury Dr. Jerry Buss early because I'm sure Dr. Buss is about ready to have a heart attack. But there's also been trade talks with Wayno. Wayno's got AI out there, been dangling him out there. Now we've got Wax stepping up to the plate from the Knicks, putting Zach Randolph out there, and pretty much anybody else on his team, Stephon Marbury, whatever. He's got a 2-for-1 special going on, like a blue light special at Kmart. So, with all that said, we're glad to see the movement in the league. We're glad to see guys interested and involved. But what must be said is that this was all started and precipitated by one man, and that one man would be Nate Bowl. He hasn't traded anyone, and isn't going to happen with the trade because, me personally, I think Nick asked too much for in a trade.
Oh, absolutely.
His concept of trading is correct, but you have to understand it takes two to tango. It can't just be, I'm going to trade with Nate because it benefits him.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to tell you, if I'm him, I might be looking to get Chauncey out of Detroit in order to get some true value.
I bet. And end up in Orlando.
It'd be nice.
Go to Disney World.
It'd be nice.
It would be nice. Okay, Chill. Well, then look, man. So we've talked about the standings.
Yep.
We've talked about the trades.
Yep.
what else is going on in Showtime that we need to talk about? I mean, I really feel like Ruscozy is kind of going unnoticed, going untalked about. He hasn't been a part of any of the trade talks or anything like that. Really haven't seen or heard much from Brizzo.
Yeah, true.
So,
True.
and Wayno, he can't keep an internet connection.
Yeah.
And that you need that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta have that to do this whole thing.
Absolutely.
So, are we missing anything? Is there any little thing that's not been talked about as of yet?